Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to the episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I am super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for your Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you've had a great week ahead or behind. Hope you have a good weekend ahead. And all the stuff. You know how it goes. Same old spiel, but I truly do mean it. I say a lot of the same things here on the show. I hope you don't get too tired of it too quickly because I truly, truly do mean it from the bottom of my heart. And I do hope you had a great week and a good weekend ahead. So today's show, what are we going to do? What are we going to talk about? What are we going to hop into? Well, I'll just go ahead and bring it to you right off the start from the get-go. We're going to have none other than the man himself, Mr. Fullerton, on the show today. Brian's going to join us. We're going to talk through some things going on this fall, some conferences coming up, LAL, EQUIP, some other things, and just have a good time hanging out, networking, chatting together. You know, it's always a good time when we get on here and go. You know, we usually say, yeah, it's going to be a short show, 25, 30 minutes, and it always turns into 2 hours. I don't think that's going to happen today, but we shall see. You never know when we just get to cutting up. You never. I mean, Brian's a long-winded person. You know how he is. So he says his show's going to be 15 minutes, and they're 45. So anyway, that is all the introduction Brian gets on this show. You know him, you love him, you know we love him. Good buddies, good friends, and happy to have him on. So let's give Brian a call. We'll bring him into the show live. And just give him no warning, so we just hop right into it. Because if we talk beforehand, then it just takes us an hour to get into the show, and so should all be recorded. Let's see.
Hey, what's up, bud?
All right, we're into it. Let's rock and roll. How you doing, buddy?
I'm following you, man. Good. How are you?
Good. Rumor has it, you're out west.
Central West, more west of Michigan than than not, I guess.
Look, to me, it's west. Anything west of Mississippi is west. If you're from the country of Alabama.
Oh, fair enough, man. Am I north of you or northwest of you? I'm probably way northwest, right?
Yeah, you're a long way from me.
There you go. Dude, I'm pretty good at the East Coast. You start getting into the Plain States and the South Midwest area, and I don't know the difference between Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri. It all kind of blends together, So, but I love the area, man. It's very beautiful. It's wide open farmland. Everybody's kind of a little bit of a different pace out this way, so it's nice,
Does it get a little slower the further out there you go?
I think so. I think you got people that have good values, and not everybody's trying to hustle bustle, and people still have their businesses, they're chasing success. Everybody's still upwardly mobile, but I don't know. Yeah. Down south, the southern hospitality is a real thing, and the northern jerky kind of attitude is a thing. It really is. And you go west, and I just at least Missouri, whatever. The couple states that I've been visiting out this way, Oklahoma, everybody's a little bit more chill, a little bit more nice. I don't know. It's just I dig it. I like the vibes. Good vibes only. So,
I feel that. I was just in Ohio, and I was talking to a dude. He's like, I'm ready to move back to the South because it's just so busy up here. He lived in Alabama for a stint, and he's like, sure. I don't mind getting back down there one day because it's just so fast. It's so upbeat. No one ever stops. Everybody's rude. Everybody's rude. And I was like, yeah, I do get that. It's just people. It's just when you grow up in Southern hospitality, it's like bred into me. All the way from offering people dinner and a place to stay, and people just give you the shirt off their back down here usually, and that's just not the case when you get up north. From what I can tell from people, just interactions even in drive-throughs and in grocery stores and things, it's just not the same.
No, I agree. If I happen to travel down south or go down south, and somebody says, "So what are you doing for the rest of the evening?" or where are you staying? And you say, oh, I'm going to go get a hotel or go grab a dinner somewhere. Like, oh, well, we'll cook some food for you. And we got a bed. We got an extra bed.
Yeah.
Up north, I'd kick you out of my house and say, good luck, man. See you next time. Like, it's
and
just not a thing, bro.
That is so funny. It's so true. Like, that's the first thing that comes to mind, like down here. That's just how people are. But
I love it.
Anyway, dude, well, welcome to the show. We could do a big intro, but I think you've been on plenty. For the most part, everyone knows who you are. But if you want to, take it and run with it. Give a little bit about yourself. But
well, thank you. Friend of the show, right? I guess
exactly.
One of those deals. But no. I mean, I love listening to the podcast. It's always fun. I consider you like a good friend, a running buddy. Just somebody that's really putting together a great business down there and living vicariously through what you're doing. We're just up here in Michigan. We've got 3 full-time guys right now. We had a fourth full-time dude in the summer, rocking 40 hours a week. We're definitely due for a 4th full-time position. Kind of an individual. 3 trucks moving in the snow. One's kind of super mow crew that is going to get divvied up most likely into 2, if not 3 routes next year. Bidding snow left and right. 'Tis the season, and doing a little bit with social media, and got a YouTube channel, a couple 100,000 subs there. I think that's kind of the highlight reel, man. Just regular people, man. My wife and I married 10 years in about 3 weeks, bro. So I'm so pumped about that. And not only getting 10 years under our belt, quote unquote, but happily married and living our best life, man. It's we've been very, very blessed, and we're building our custom home right now. A lot of people are watching that on our second YouTube channel, and it's cool. It's fun. Life is absolutely wild, absolutely bizarre. It's crazy. It's busy. It's stressful. It's and I say this all the time, tongue in cheek. Like, one minute you got 20 grand in the bank account, next minute I owe somebody 20 grand. It's just like, it's just wild, man. But wouldn't change it for the world, and living the dream, bro. So there you go. I don't know if that's 90 seconds or less. Who am I, right? One of those deals.
Exactly. Who is that? On the intro to the show, I said, we usually say the show's going to last about 20 minutes, and they usually go 2 hours. But I was like, I don't think neither one of us have that in us tonight. So
I'm whipped, bro. I've been up since I went to bed late last night, working on a bunch of stuff to kind of push out Thursday, Friday content. Obviously flying out to Iowa this morning bright and early. My flight was like at 8 a.m., which means, getting up at 5, airport by 7, TSA pre-check, rolling through there, and then all day filming with Corey Ballard. I mean, you want to talk about a high octane individual. Dude, like, it's 8 hours. Like, it's work. Like, people think, oh, you're going to go film some videos and go, like, eat Chipotle. I'm like, bro, we were filming. I mean, we take 3 hours of filming, an hour podcast, a couple hours of podcasting, actually. And it's work, and you get done. You're whipped.
Yeah.
Oh, you get that plus the what they call it, jet lag or whatever. So nothing bad. No, as well as me, but it's a long day. It's a long day.
Yeah, and you do the videos, the YouTube and the video way more than I do. But the podcast side, I totally can relate with, and it's people don't understand. Have you ever heard a pastor say like a pastor burns so many calories? It's like the equivalent to multiple workouts during his sermon on Sunday. Like, when you sit up there and preach for 45 minutes or an hour, like, you pour everything into it. There's a little bit of that in podcasting in a sense. Like, we do shows 3 times a week, and they're all 45 minutes to an hour long. And I don't think people realize how quickly that will drain you, especially when you do multiple back to back. It's just like, man, that's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, if folks didn't consume it and appreciate it and have the impact that it does with it, it's if not, like, why, quote unquote, would you stick with it?
Yeah, unless
you're extremely passionate and you have a die on the hill, die on the sword mission to get your message out. It's a lot of work, man. It's all work. That's Corey and I talked about all day at Perfect Cut or Ballard Products, and talked about Perfect Cut and everything that he's built with both businesses. And we're just talking about, like, it takes hard freaking work, and it's rarely anything that's just see on social that's like really building a company. It's not what you see on social media is so not even really arguably building a company. It's all the back end, all the calls, phone calls, meetings, late nights, early mornings, just scouring over financials. It's just, it's exhausting, bro. And then, like you said, run a social media thing, whatever that is. I mean, it's not like any of us like intended to do all this 10 years ago. But it adds up, and like, man, you got kids, you got Jack, who's just crazy as it always sounds, which is exciting. And my boy's like 12, 18 months behind, whatever he is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I can't wait for crew to just be like bam, bam, rampage, so it's gonna be great.
Yeah. It adds a level of energy. I don't know. It sucks energy, but it adds it adds a new level of life to you. For real, it is.
Sure.
It's fun. It's fun for real.
Love it.
That's really cool. That's awesome. We got some things we want to talk about today. I don't want to hold you. We'll go 45 minutes here, something like that. But before we hop into what we got going on this fall, it's so funny. I don't know, hopefully you don't get annoyed by it, but we're in such similar stages of business, and I love it because I think that a lot of people go back and forth between some of our podcasts and things and talking about different topics in different ways that are all relevant. And when you say you're at the point where you got a super crew mowing and you're going to split in the spring, I'm like, I know what that's like. We need to talk about this because, dude, our mowing crew is so maxed out. Like, it's so maxed out. It needed to be split 6 weeks ago, 12 weeks ago, really. And I think you're kind of in the same boat. But what has that been like for you, kind of rounding out the year here, trying to maximize that crew the best you can so you can split it in the springtime? Because I think we're in that same boat of we're definitely going to be starting the spring with two mowing crews, hopefully 2 landscape crews. And it's like, it's just, there's a lot of guys that I think are in this growth phase we've talked about. That's been a common topic of our shows recently. And just the past year, when I think we even mentioned this back in the spring on a show, I feel like that's the temperature of the industry right now is like, hey, let's grow. Let's actually grow companies, grow businesses, change our lives. And so that's kind of a big first step for us that I know that we're doing personally in our business. Sounds like for you as well. So give me your insight in that. What does that look like for you? What are your plans for splitting in the spring, and how can other guys out there kind of navigate through this stuff as you do?
Man, I mean, I don't have any, answers that would be, law, right? Like I'm just telling you guys my personal experience and what we're doing, so
which is what I love.
If anybody's listening and you're like, oh, you need exactly 81 accounts and 21,000 in gross revenue to pay 5,000 in payroll. I'm like, bro, I'm not there yet. I've got my spreadsheets. You've got your spreadsheets. You've probably got your, I've got my theories. You've got your data, so the guy that's bigger, got a bigger company than ours. And I totally respect that. So right now, it's such a dynamic answer because we got 3 full-time guys. We had a 4th full-time guy. Realistically, that's 2 two-man crews, right? Just in theory. So, like, realistically, it's kind of 2 crews together. Why do you not have that? Well, my old trailer, I just have not had the bandwidth to basically de-wrap it, get it detail cleaned on the exterior. I'm actually shopping ideas between reskinning it, just literally selling it and getting a new trailer. And the problem is I have this tin can, this is a very sore subject, but I have this tin can gash down the center on the right side from when I smoked a set of mailboxes, if anybody remembers that. There was a YouTube video where I came into a subdivision. You always go into the same route, the same way, park on the same parts of the road, right, Jeremiah? Like you do your route. Well, we came in the back way of a subdivision, parked on the opposite side of the road.
No.
It's basically like you get out of this habit, this routine, right? And I hooked right. I was driving the truck, and you just feel the whole truck and trailer like kind of got grabbed,
Yeah.
And I'm like, that don't feel right. And then you just hear the craziest sound of scraping and clanking, and I look out my rear view or my side passenger mirror or whatever, and
flying everywhere.
Bro, I dragged like 4 or 5 Amish mailboxes just through the ringer, bro. And so like to rewrap what was then a 10 grand trailer, today's probably a 16 grand trailer, worth $4 grand. To reskin it's like $5 grand. It's just like I'm like, what the hell do I do with this thing? I don't even know. I just don't even care because right now I can put 4 guys in a crew with 3 mowers. And so we're probably losing a little bit of efficiency because of windshield time, with 4 faces in the truck. Anyway, we could absolutely start running.
Your route densities was keeping you alive. That's why.
Oh, for sure.
That's why you're able to do that.
For sure. So but I'm also kind of torn because we got this other new truck last fall, winter.
Yeah.
It plows. It's working for 5 months, but the other 6-7 months it's been kind of an auxiliary truck. Now, thank God, and I know you're having this exact same conversation. I just was listening to your podcast on the airplane on the way out to Iowa here. We have this other truck that's kind of sitting around and not super optimized. Like it goes out 66, 65, 70% of the time, like winter, and then backup truck and just extra maybe we're pulling 2 trailers or a tractor or something like that for mulch. So it is being utilized, but it's not at 100% capacity. And it kind of burns me because I'm paying, $1,000 a month for the truck and insurance. So like we need to get that other trailer moving, hire another kid for 16, 18, 20 bucks an hour to be a right hand for, Ryan, which would be the second mow crew, foreman. And so, to answer your question, like what is it like? It's weird because I'm in the sales mode, like trying to get new accounts, build a route on in this southern part of where my current route is, which would kind of branch off to be route number 2. And I'm telling the guys, I'm like, hey, we just got a new site today, and I'm like high-fiving, and they're like, yay, they're like,
yeah,
they're like,
yep.
they're like, you do real, and it's hard to say like we're at 110% capacity because again, we're probably at like 175% capacity because it's almost 2 crews, like, so I don't have a percentage number for you, but hopefully you guys are catching on with what I'm trying to say, but it's like, every time I'm high-fiving, like, yeah, we got more. They're like, dude, we do not have more room. Like, who's mowing these lawns? And I'm like, I know, but next year, yeah, I'm like, you are. And they're like, and I'm like, they're all like, I'm sure they're all like, are we getting paid more for this? I'm like, relax. Like, if the company wins, we'll all win. Just let's keep growing. And so it's been a fun dynamic. Every time I high-five, I'm like, half getting the high-five, half getting the eye roll. Cause they're like,
you better be throwing hundreds in that high-five.
there's definitely like extra lunches and like, dude, we have like 3 new commercial sites. What is it? 1 commercial site, 2 HOAs that I'm bidding, and they're chunky accounts, 20, 30 grand accounts. I've got 8 snow quotes out. They're all between 6 and 15 grand for just snow, and double that up for lawn. So we're staring down 100, 200 in new business. I mean, even if I lock down a quarter or a third of that, that's good money, for us. So we're primed for growth. We're excited to grow. We do need to make a couple of hires next year. I do need to allocate some funds for a third truck and really replace our first truck, which is my foreman's truck. So it's like, I'm trying to grow. We need to grow top line. We need more money for cash flow to buy or finance or sell and then reinvest into new trucks. Like we need cash to grow. I mean, that's just the number one conversation for our company. Is like, it's money in, money out right now. In 1 minute, I'm like, man, that was a good month. Next one, I'm like, well, there goes all of it. Like, I haven't even.
Yeah.
What do you always say? Profit? Never heard of her? Like,
never met her.
So never met her. Never heard of her.
Sounds nice.
I've heard of this elusive thing called profit, but the long story short is of all that, like, excited for growth. It's challenging. It's fun. It's difficult. I'm not going to lie. It's making me be very, very focused, very, very diligent, on everything we're doing. I'm trying to be as prudent as possible, as you can imagine. But it's the right move for us. We're excited about growing. We're pumped about spring of 2025. We're trying to set ourselves up for success. And really, 26, 27. There's some other great things that I was working on this last couple of days, trying to locate a building with Troy Clogg. He's got his little building. It would be a great fit for us. We can get into that later or even at another time, but we're just trying to get this thing moving, bro. And and we're so similar paths right now of stress, pain points, topics. It's a fun conversation, but I think, like you said earlier, a lot of folks are in that same boat. I wouldn't say everybody online is having these discussions. I think a lot of people are more excited about being influencers and getting views and sensationalism and viral videos. And that's fine. But I'm pumped about growing my company. We do the social media thing. It's fun. It's cool. But my all eyes are on finishing up the house, landing the plane there, and my guys know, and they know that where my focus is. I'm excited about working on Brian's Lawn Maintenance and taking this thing to $1 million next year. So it's fun. It's exciting. I hope I answered your question. But stressful nonetheless.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes years of your life in the early stages. I totally get it. Going through all the same stuff. It's encouraging though, right? And that's what I hear. That's the feedback I get on the show most of the time, if not all the time, is hey, thanks for putting this out. Thanks for having these conversations, because when I think that I'm the only one, when I've had a long day, I hear these conversations had, like this one right here, and it makes me sit back and say, I'm not the only one. And it's almost it's kind of like a form of therapy in a way. It's kind of weird, but everybody just understands.
Listen, bro, two seconds before you called, I'm looking at my bank accounts going, all right, well, we got 5 days to make payroll.
Yeah,
Like,
literally. Like,
I'm like, if I get that check in and this check in, and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're good there. See, like, because our residential, we get end of month credit cards on file.
Yeah.
So, like, 11 grand goes out on the 11 grand goes out on the 1st. I get 12 back on the 5th. So, but it's always and then we get all of our 20, 30 a month of extra commercial coming in. But like, bro, that's not 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, I went and bought a whole bunch of shit for my pole barn over winter. Some of that I put on a credit card for some pallet racking. So I got like 1 or 2 more months left to pay that off. Just making like payments, if you will, on it, just because real life. Like I had 20 grand of pallet racking that I need to get in. We had to get out of the lockers. I can't just throw it in the barn. I mean, 2,400 whatever it is square feet like sounds great, but you need to go up. So up costs money, and like that's not going to wait for anybody. So it's just being. I don't know how to say it, Jeremiah. Like Liz and I go like, who enjoys this? Like it's psychopathic.
It is literally. I think we're a different breed of human.
Yeah. And my attitude is everything is great. What's the meme from Together in the Trades? I'm fine. Everything's fine.
The house is burning around you. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So again, if anybody's like in the middle, and you're tired or you're stressed out or you're freaking out, or you're like, well, we got at least the next 60 days of cash flow and then it's winter and leaves and you better get moving. I'm telling you, like, and then Lord knows what's going to happen with election season and people's confidence in the economy. I was talking to Ballard all day about Perfect Cut and him and Matt Bowman, our business partners. Matt Bowman still runs that operation, and it's a wild economy right now, man. And it's reminiscent of like 07, 08, 09 kind of stuff. And I'm like, that was an interesting season. We'll see how this goes. and you and I are out here like, Mavericks, just like hair on fire. Like, let's go. And we're like, I don't know. Either we're super smart or super stupid, Jeremiah. I don't know yet.
One of the two. The jury is still out on that. We'll know in about 90 days. Right. Man, it is crazy. It is crazy, but it's so fun to see that everybody else out there is that I run in circles with, that I'm talking to, hanging out with, DMing back and forth on Instagram. Like, you're trying to grow, you're trying to be better, and that's what it's about. And so I do think you need to do it do it wisely, have some sort of path for you lined out, but at the same time, you're not gonna have everything figured out, right? That's the thing. It's kind of like you're saying, right. It's tongue in cheek. Hey, checking the bank account to make sure payroll's there, but like at the same time, not always. It's not always a joke. But
really, you do need to make sure you make your payroll.
You need to make sure you're making payroll, but you just got to find out how it's going to get there. It is just part of growth, and it's funny. It's enjoyable to have the conversations because it honestly just brings you back, and it's like it's a breath of fresh wind to say, I know it's tough, but there's other people going through it, and they're making it and rocking and rolling the same way. So that's fun. We can talk about that all day long. So we talk about growth though, and that is the common theme, right? Growth, adding employees, adding clients, sales, marketing, all the stuff. Growing a big company. Well, that kind of transitions us over into this fall season because we do have another 4 to 6 weeks of mowing. If you're down south, if we're lucky, I'm praying. We're getting good rain. We got good rain last week. Hopefully, we're going to get some of this hurricane rain, and then we're going to hit 85s, 87s next week. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're going to get another 3 to 5 weeks of mowing, which is going to be great. If we can mow into November, I will be very happy.
When you guys mow through, I don't know, like southern turf types don't that mess as much, but we're doing normally Halloween, so
yeah, we're usually mowing. We're slowing down big time by Halloween usually. So we'll usually stop our accounts that we don't go through the winter with. We'll stop those at the end of October. But I'm like, hey, give us some 80s and 90s for the next 2 weeks. That'll give us a good push, get us into maybe the first or second week in November, which would be nice.
Sure.
And that's something else that you know your company's growing when your mindset changes from, man, I can't wait for these weekly outs to be over. Like, I can't wait to just simplify and go back to when it changes from that to, no, I need another 6 weeks of mowing. I need that cash flow coming in. That's when you know that's when you know you're growing. And that mindset shift happens when you go from that owner operator, just like, oh, thank God we're done with weekly mows. Now I can take a break, to, oh no, we need to stretch our weekly into 6 more weeks if we can. You know that feeling.
One just quick thought. If you guys are out there, you're listening, you're young, you're solo or whatever, and you can put 100 in the bank, and then you decide to grow, and you can cash flow growth with, 30, 50, 80, 100 grand pad stats. Like, dude, that's such a great way and such a great position to be in. I was on that boat. I'm still not on that boat. Like, we're hand to mouth so much just because we're reinvesting. I mean, I'm paying guys top dollar. I'm keeping them on year round. Like, I'm trying to get the people in place, which is going to lead to new revenue, new growth, more crews. But we're not coming back from like the strongest financial position just because I just emptied the bank accounts to build a barn, to build an HQ, which we do need to do. So it is kind of a next step. But in the next 60 days, we're going to throw a bunch of money in the bank. I do know that because, we're a pretty heavy Q3, Q4 business. For us, we get the last couple of months of lawn. We double up with our leaves, and then usually we get at least November in with commercial flat rate seasonal contracts. So I get 5 installments November through March. So we're doubling up basically up all of November. Very, very little snow in November. Maybe a salt run or two, maybe a plow run or two. But usually you get your mows, your leaves, your first run of snow accounts, paying. So we will put a chunk in the bank. We get a residential prepays. So like, I told Liz, and like, just hang on for dear life for the next 30, 45 days. Because once all of that comes in, then we're, I can take a breath. And then the next 30, 60 days into fall here, I mean, you really start making money. I don't know. It's just one of those things. But dude, to be told frank, like, I don't know if people are ever like really open and transparent about some of this stuff sometimes, but like, it's been a tough year. It's been a challenging year. I mean, it took me and my guys up until, and I've talked about this on my show, up until July to finally match revenue year over year. We were finally up 6% in, let me try to think out loud, July, right? Because we're in September. We're finally up 13% now in August. Once we finish up September, we should start growing, 5 to 6% monthly, right? Like on top of these numbers year over year, if not more. And so I do hope to end the year at 20, 25, 30% growth with the company. We'll probably hit 450, maybe 5 done right, which would be awesome. That'd be a huge stretch, but that's at least like low 4s, mid 4s.
Yeah.
Which last year we finished at 373, 375, whatever it was, or 377. I have to look. But that's solid growth, man. And, but I'll tell you, that's coming off of a Q1, Q2 that were absolutely horrific, abysmal. We had no snow, nothing going on, bro. It was horrible. So I'm so proud of the team. I'm so proud of my guys. If you guys are listening in and you're like holding on by the skin of your teeth, dude, I'm with you. I'm proud of you because it's been, I feel like a very, very challenging year. I think a lot of us knew that it could be, but it's even causing me to dig deep. I mean, I try to come in as like Mr. Motivation here, but it's like, it's been a real talk. Like it's been a challenging year and nothing doom and gloom, thankfully. We don't have to sell anything off or, we're not like in that kind of a position, thank God. But it's just an interesting economy, Jeremiah. Like, I don't know, the older I get, the more I go, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Like, what do I know? I'm just 38-year-old dude with a couple guys and a couple employees, a couple companies, just trying to take care of my family, So, yeah.
One day at a time. That's literally how I'm looking at it. You have to look out into the future, yes, but you also, when you get into these day-to-day tasks, you just have to go one day at a time. Just like
that's right.
One foot in front of the other. And
sorry, not to interrupt you. I was just going to say, like, your podcast with Jonathan Potocznik a couple weeks ago was so encouraging. He just talked about like, you asked a great question towards the tail end and what's the things people can do in the middle. And he was saying like, get your money, get your cash, like keep people on a short leash. Like you have to build a better strategy for getting your money quicker. And it's so true. Like, and we have this year, out of necessity. I'm like, we have to fund this growth in payroll. Like, that, like, if you guys are leaving money on the table more than 31 days, this 45, 60-day nonsense, or not having cards on file, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. Like, those are just some of the things that we've really found some success with this last couple of years. So, yeah.
It blows my mind how people can grow companies without it. That's what I don't understand.
I don't know how you do, bro. Not my company. I'll tell you that. We're paying top dollar. And then we keep people on in the winter. Like, I know some people don't. Some people lay their folks off for 30, 60, 90 days or pay them a $5 an hour premium to come back in the winter for just hourly work with snow or, fall cleanups and all that mess. But you can't build a building block of a business or a crew or a route. You can't build routes with guys coming on for 8, 9 months. It just doesn't work. I have unless you have a big war chest, but do that and build a building or build a house or build your barn. Or if you're absolutely psychopathic, do both. It's so wild, bro. It's so wild. But I'm telling you candidly, like, I have conversations with folks that have companies 2, 5, 10, 20, 100 times bigger than mine.
Yeah.
It's all the same. It's all the same conversations,
Yep. Just bigger scale.
Yeah. Mark Bradley's like, I've been in business for 30 years, which means I had 30 years of cash flow problems. Like, yeah. I was like, that's good to know. So,
especially with the amount of government stuff he was doing, I can't believe he ever got paid.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I couldn't even imagine the numbers he talks about. Just the financial exposure, like just the material cost. Like,
yeah,
millions. Hopefully, got his Delta credit card points, along the way. So.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, that's good stuff. We could go on for 2 hours about that, but transitioning.
Wait, we're not. I thought we were going to break the record today.
No, we can't do it. I do not have it in me tonight.
Just lay the phone down. I'll just keep talking. It's fine. I got you.
That's right.
We'll do an 8-hour show. 8-hour show.
Are you catching a flight home in the morning, or are you doubling up out there?
No. I'm out of here. Thank Jesus, the direct flight. It's always a freaking layover to Iowa because Detroit just does not go to Iowa. There's frankly no reason to really go to Iowa. If you're in Iowa, I love you, but there's no reason to come out here. There's nothing going on out here unless you're perfect cut, I guess. But no, I got a 6:50 flight out, which is a little early even for me, So
yeah, that means that's airport at 5:15. So that's early morning.
Yeah, or 6:05 with pre-check, and you just try to wing it. But I'm at a hotel literally next to it. So
that's what happens. That's coming from somebody who normally travels with kids and doesn't have them with them. 20 minutes before, I'll make it. I'm good.
With kids? I'll be there the day before.
Yeah, I'm saying now you don't have kids though, so you're like, I can get there. I can get there 20 minutes before.
You can sashay through there in a half hour, man. Yeah. With kids, I'm there a day and a half early. I sleep at the hotel in the lobby. Yeah, there's no way, bro. There's just no way. Lugging strollers and 4 suitcases.
If you've never traveled with kids, just God bless
I wish it upon no one.
Yeah.
I wish it upon no man. And we travel light, bro. I see some of the people with these luggage carts, and they're going to Disney with 8 suitcases, and I'm like, dude, your trip's $25,000, bro. Like, good luck.
Just in baggage fees. In baggage fees.
Yep.
Don't fly Spirit with that. You'll be paying twice what your ticket cost. So.
Yeah. Oh, no comment there. I can't do that. No, 6:50 flight out in the morning, and then. But dude, trying to take advantage of every minute here. I'm penning some pages on my next book that I want to drop later this fall. Just trying to work out a couple podcasts, edit some YouTube videos. I'm normally up at 4:30, most of these days. So there's just so much to do. I just told Liz just the other day, out of necessity, I'm just so excited about life, bro. I remember you talking on a couple of your podcasts recently. You've just been more pumped up than ever, not really feeling like true burnout. I told Liz, I can totally relate with that. It's challenging. It's, we're just trying to make sure we can tame the beast, and it's really making us dig deep on all this. So yeah. I can totally relate. So a 6:50 flight, dude, I'll be up for 2 hours before I'm supposed to even be at the airport. That's just normal these times of the year, So no big deal. We'll make the best of it.
Part of the grind. But transitioning over into the fall, so we got a hopefully last push here, but we have some good stuff coming up. We got EQUIP right around the corner. We got LAL right around the corner, and I want to talk a little bit about both of them. I haven't even really done an EQUIP show yet. We're 3 weeks away, and we'd love to talk through some of that with you. kind of what your thoughts on EQUIP are, and then definitely hopping over to LAL because they're so close together. They're 3 or 4 weeks apart, and it's a time where people usually go like all year without seeing everybody, and then you see everybody twice if you go to both events in a matter of a month. But
Sure.
They both. I don't know that EQUIP is a necessity, but it's really good. Like it's really, really, really good in totally separate ways. The events are. They're just totally different. They're a necessity in different ways. And so, what is EQUIP for you? You know, like talk about EQUIP in a 2, 3 minute, 5 minute rundown of if you're a new guy coming, what do you get out of EQUIP? Not the social media side. Like, hey, I'm running a lawn care company. Let's go to EQUIP and see what we can get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think you really gotta. There's a couple different ways to look at it. You know, number one, if you've never been, you got to go once. And I feel like you go and you finally see what the industry really is, or what it could be for you, and what you're a part of. You go there and you see this company's got a $100,000 booth with 30 different mowers, and that company does $4 billion. You go to the next booth, and this guy's got 25, yellow mowers, and he's got a $50 million company. And, and you start looking around, and you go, man, there's some money being made here. Like all these mowers, this company's buying 20 mowers, that company bought 60 mowers, that brand bought 400 snow plows. And you start realizing, like, you could do this. Like, this is a viable industry. It's a great way to grow and to make money. But I don't think you really feel that way other than like, oh, I got my buddies around town that mow lawns. I know the kind of semi big guy near me that has a landscape company. He's got all the fancy trucks. But you don't really know what you're a part of until you go to an EQUIP Expo. And I mean that from like the product and the tools and the machines side of the industry. So when you walk into 1 million square feet, the best way I've tried to quantify it is like a Walmart. Imagine an emptied out Walmart. It's 250,000 square feet, best I understand. And Chris Kaiser, the president of OPI, says like 750,000 to 1 million square feet under roof of EQUIP Expo. And it's all lawnmowers, all software, all landscaping, all snow plows, all your favorite stuff. And I'm telling you, like, if you guys have never been, you can't see all of it. It's just literally impossible. I jokingly said on my podcast, I've been going for 7 years. I haven't even seen the whole damn show yet.
Yeah.
It's just frankly impossible. I mean, you could literally spend weeks there. So number one, you get to see what you're a part of. Number two, I think it's really helpful for when you go there to see what you're a part of. You can go there to start to think about, like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to focus on? Like, you can see the folks on social media that from people that have businesses to the brands that put out quality content. And you can say, man, I've seen that new articulating loader. I want to go check that out. I want to get into some tree work. And it's got the Avant. It articulates, and it's got a grappler, and it's got 50 other attachments. You go there, you demo it, you check it out, and you go, you know what? Like, I want to get into tree work. Like, I could go demo this, and you start to see it in your business. And it's like a pre-shopping kind of an event because it's always in the fall. Typically, EQUIP Expo in the fall, October, and then usually you can make your buying decisions through winter, and you'll be able to, pen to paper, February, March, April, take advantage and take delivery of that stuff by next year's spring. So really, like, fall's a planning session for the following year. I mean, it's pretty common sense stuff. So number one, you get to see what you're a part of. Number two, you get to see the equipment that can now be a part of your company. But then number three, there's always a community aspect of it. And EQUIP's done a really good job the last, 5, 6, 7 years, really helping folks facilitate relationships. And it's a glorified excuse to get together, right? I mean, it's a great time to learn, to network, to meet the industry leaders, people that are the who's who. You get folks like Marty Grunder out there, and all the guys that have these 10, 20, $50 million companies. They're walking the floor. Maybe some of your friends from social media. So you just really, I don't know if that makes sense, man. Like, you get to see, like, some of the, like, not that you want to idolize these people or they're your heroes, but it's great seeing personalities and folks that are out there that are making it happen. And I love going up and shaking those guys' hands. I mean, there's so many people I've met on social media where I'm like, dude, I've been following you for years. Christian with Wynwood Property Maintenance over there in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and all these other guys that are out there. You just get to make friends. You go, dude, I've watched your videos. Like, I've seen you before. Like, and you put a face to the name. So it's really cool just getting to meet these folks. You realize they're just regular people, just like you, just doing what you're doing in their neck of the woods. So That's kind of how I look at it. We go for a couple of days for sure. We make it a long week. We try to see as much as we can. We try to hang out with all of our friends as much as we can. And for me, last year I took our whole team. I think we're going to do like an every other year, every third year kind of a deal. Take new foremans and above every time somebody gets promoted, just so they know what they're a part of. Kind of spin the dream a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of how we're using EQUIP as an event part of our company and what we try to take advantage of every fall. So that's the best way that I look at it. Yeah.
That's really good. I think all of that is relevant, and there's not really too much to add. There's some great education abilities there if you want to get into education as far as irrigation, lighting. There's like drone flying classes. There's all kinds of stuff that they're adding in there. So that kind of takes away from the show. I think that if you're going year one for me would be check out the show. If you go in returning years, then hey, check out the show floor on half a day Wednesday, and then go hop into education classes Thursday and Friday if you want to. That would be a good way to make the most out of the trip, to where you still get to see people, you get to walk the floor, see the new equipment, but then also like go check out, go learn. If you're trying to grow and learn new tasks, new skills, that's a really great way to. They offer certifications, state and national. I believe there's involved there. So really, really good options to grow. It's an awesome event. Again, necessities in different ways than that and LAL, but I do think that you should go if you've never gone for sure. If it's returning, then go return, hang out, and network. Because even if you just go and network, you don't buy a piece of equipment, what you're going to get is you're going to get the face-to-face interaction of these kind of conversations that me and Brian are having now. You're going to get to have that in person with people who are trying to grow, who are growing, and you're going to leave that show energized saying, man, we can do this. Like, they're doing this. We can do this. You build that relationship. You get somebody's phone number. You talk to them over the winter, and then you hit the spring really hard. And so
that's right.
It has its place for sure. And I hope that you make the trip down to Louisville in October. 3 weeks. It's so crazy that we're already this close to it. But yeah,
I know.
It will be here before we know it. But then right after that, right? So we're hopping into LAL here. LAL season. Launch New Academy Live. It's a great event. I think that if you're listening to the show, you probably know what it is. Maybe we've had some new listeners hop in this year, so maybe you've never gone or don't know. I'll let Brian tell you what he thinks it's going to be this year, because he's the one that's putting it together. But I'll tell you before he even gets into it, it's a great event. I've gone 2 years out of the, what is this? Is this the 5th year or the 6th year?
6th year, man. Isn't that crazy? Since 2019. It's wild. Yeah, it's I appreciate the kind words. I truly appreciate anybody that's ever been and is going, has came, is coming in the coming future. You know, if you guys ever listen to some of these older episodes, maybe a year from now, a couple years from now, and you guys are making the pilgrimage to Michigan in the winter, in November, it's likely a colder session. It's going to be normally 40s or 50s at best. We've had some 70-degree sunny days, but usually it's getting pretty cold, 30, 40, 50s. Fall's hitting pretty hard in Michigan. We actually pulled the event up a couple of weeks, so it's actually November 2nd this year, where generally, Jeremiah, it was like the second week of November.
Yeah.
They it's actually at a very like world-class venue. Like the sponsor, they pay for the name rights or whatever you call it, Suburban Collection, which is a huge automotive group, dealer network up here in Michigan. It's all about dealers and car dealerships. But the Suburban Collection Showplace is the name of the venue. And that's like where the state fair is, the state boat show, the state snowmobile show, regional conferences, like National Battery Conference, which I know sounds weird, but it pulls a gigantic crowd. I mean, 10,000 people come to that.
I have a family friend who owns a battery company, goes to that show at Suburban. Because we were talking about it. He was like, yeah, I got to go to Detroit in a couple weeks, or whenever this was in the year, I don't remember, but got to go to Detroit. I was like, where are you going to Detroit? He said, it's called Suburban Collection. I was like, Suburban Collection? I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I've been there. Yeah. Yep. Well, so the battery show, I think, is their second or third largest show, maybe outside of the state fair, and then, of course, LAL.
Yeah, exactly.
Just fall obviously. So, yeah, right. The irony is that we actually do a site on campus. Like, it shares the same drive. And people have seen the thing, and they're like, is that the Suburban behind it? I go, yeah. So when the battery show comes, we literally just skip the week. I tell them, like, hey, we're not mowing the lawn that week for that commercial site. We cannot get in. It shuts down the whole major thoroughfare, like for 2 miles. You just can't. It's like literally 10,000 people are filtering in
That's a
2
very
driveways.
big venue with not enough parking. I don't feel like there's enough parking to match the size of the venue.
No. I bet you there's about 10 to 20 acres they utilize of just grassy fields on both sides. I'm sure they bought and own all that land,
Yeah.
But it's like parking at a golf course or the state fair. They just throw cars anywhere. But no, you're not wrong. There's 2 miles of just acres of field grass they've bought and graveled over. It's absolutely wild. But so anybody who's been to Michigan, likely for a trade show or a conference or corporate America thing, something's been done there, So that's where we decided to host the venue, because it's just, frankly, you get pampered there. It's the world-class banquet team, conference team, hotel team. There's a hotel on site attached to the whole venue. So the thing is, though, these other events, they're growing. They're pulling in big numbers too. And the second week of November, we were getting jockeyed. Either we had to go forward a week or backwards a couple of weeks.
It's the sewing show.
Well, it's sewing show or Comic-Con.
Comic-Con,
I think the Detroit Comic-Con, which is absolutely huge. I mean, that pulls, I think a couple 100,000 people or something ridiculous. Dude, it just shuts down the whole damn city, So we were getting bumped at later, and I said, no. I said, we cannot go later. In Michigan, it's going to snow, bro. My guys will go deploy, but I'm still part of the snow crew. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing this. I'm not having a clipper go through in Michigan or the Midwest and we lose a third of the audience, because a lot of us are, owner operator, small business, 0 to 10 guys. That's our audience and our team. And if it snows in the Midwest, I ain't losing a third of the audience. So I said, no, let's pull this thing up. So it's a little tighter to Equip Expo. Equip Expo's obviously got to move next year, just to give it some more space. You know how that goes,
they just need to clear out.
Yeah,
make some room for the big dogs.
Yeah, very respectful.
Let me get on the phone with Evan. I'll make that happen.
You do that. You call Chris Kaiser. I know he's a regular on your show. Anyway, super good time. I don't know. How do you promote it in 30 seconds or less? There's 200 to 400 people there, all day conference. Friday night, there's going to be a fun mixer kind of hangout networking night, games, fun, food. Saturday, just some of the best communicators, business leaders, business builders that I have access to, that I'm just bringing on in. Basically 8, 9, 10 hour day, and every hour on the hour is speaker sponsor, speaker sponsor, speaker sponsor, speaker lunch, speaker sponsor snack, because we like to eat, and then speaker sponsor, speaker panel. It's just just as much information as you could physically imagine and take in one day. And here's the whole idea. We just wanted to make a fun conference where you can network with peers, have relatable people on stage, think about your business, get that last final push. Like you said, Jeremiah, we're doing cleanups, we're transitioning to snow. We're going into what some folks call the off season. I've dubbed there's no such thing as an off season. I think it's the time you start strategizing about the next season. So you take everything you learn from Equip, take everything you learn from LAL, start working on your business, right? The on, not in, for 3 months, that we all kind of get, the season off, and then really, really pour fuel on the fire so you can come running out of the gate March, April, May, and really have your sights set on some big lofty goals for 2025. But I'm telling you what, man, it's turned into a family event. It's turned into people coming back year 3, year 4, year 5. I've got some people coming back 6 years in a row, obviously. We've got some of the best people speaking, the Sam Gembles, the Mark Bradleys, the Keith Kalfuses, Pat Murray, Ken Deemer, Local Roots, Jeff Joyner, bunch of great folks. So I don't want to oversell it, but I'll just tell folks $250 a ticket. We're doing the best we can to put on the most world-class event. I've been to many other things, many other conferences, spoken at a couple other events, hosted and shared and been to a lot of different things. I'm probably a little biased, a little based, I think the product that we're putting out there is one of the best of the best. And it's the people's event, man. That's what it's all about. Anything I can do to help you guys out, any topics, any questions, let me know. I feed that to the speakers. They're going to give their best, information and education to help us work through these growing pains like we were just talking about earlier. And, it's just turned into a huge community event, man. It's a great time. I will say, though, and I say this with all love, and I don't want to be a jerk, but Equip Expo is, I feel like, really a fun event to shop for equipment and kind of be a groupie and hang out, like literally hang out. If you just want to hang out,
yeah.
There's some good education there. I don't want to downplay that because they've done a fantastic job with the education, but it really is a 3-day hangout sesh. LAL, yes, we're going to hang out. Yes, we're going to have fun, but it's designed for people that want to grow.
Yeah.
And if you just want to come and hang out in the lobby and bullshit with your friends, like, I love you, but dude, I'm just going to give you your money back. Please just go home. It's not like we don't want you. It's just, we want this to be an environment where people want to grow. And again, like, so many folks on social media, they're just excited about like social media. And I'm like, no, dude, like, I want the conversations at LAL to be about real company growth. Like, what problems do you have? Like, we do ballroom seating, you know, where you get 7-8 people at a table. Like, you should have 10 mini conversations at your table throughout the day in between the speakers, talking about latest and greatest. Like, what are people doing to grow? Like,
yeah.
That's why we don't do classroom style seating where you can't like turn left and turn right and talk to your neighbor, your peers, you know? So it's a good time. We'd love to have folks there. Tickets go through early bird October 2nd, save $50 on that. And then we're going to raise up the price a little bit until I think like November 1st or the October 30th, whatever. Then ticket sales are cut off. But we'd love to have you guys in Novi, Michigan. I think you couldn't spend a better weekend for $500 to $1,000. Come check this thing out. Just telling you guys honestly, like, we put our heart and soul into this thing. And, you know, frankly, we'd love to have you. It's going to be a really, really good time. Thanks for letting me talk about it for a couple minutes. But if you guys haven't made the decision to go, I just ask, what are you waiting for? Like, you know, come on up, check it out. Equip Expo, it's an every other year kind of thing. But for Liz and I really do believe like LAL is where so many people have made some major life decisions. And we're highlighting some of those people actually this year with another panel. And I just don't know any other environment that's really available to you that's like relatable and practical, not theory, you know, not a rah-rah session, you know. It's just tangible information that you guys can take and plug it back into your business. So it's going to be great, man. We're really looking forward to it.
I will back that up with two things. I'll say, one, if you're going to go and you have to fly up there, you're going to go to this event, you're going to spend between $1,000 and $2,000. That's what you're going to get in and out of. If you're going by yourself, you can get in and out of there for less than $2,000. The people that I know, I've seen the speaker list, the people that I know will be there, that you will have access to in the lobby, in the back of the room, before and after the show, at a mastermind on Sunday. It is, you can't buy their time for $2,000. You can't do it.
No. Their time is not available.
It's
I'll
not
tell you that. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's not.
there's no money that they'll give you, like that you can give them to book a time on their calendar. That's for one of these individuals, not the other 10 that are speaking, right? So you take $2,000 and it's not you. They'll say, look, we're 50 minutes in. You can't get me fired up this late into the show. It's not. It's not how much it's going to cost. It's not how expensive the trip is. It's what are you investing into your future, right? Is $2,000 something you're going to get hung up on? Like, what is that return going to give on you if you go with it? If you go with the mindset of, hey, I'm actually going to learn, I'm actually going to grow. Here's my second thing that I want to back that up with, and this goes back to, I'll be more harsh than you are. You said it's not that we don't want you here. It's not that we don't want you here, right? It's not that you don't want to be at the event if you just want to come hang out. But I tell you what, can we please, for the love of all that's good and kind, leave the what mower did I use talk at the door. Leave it at Equip Expo, please. Like, let's talk things that are actually going to grow our company. And if you're still hung up on that discussion and the little, like this, the most menial things that people are talking about, I'm the best at cutting the grass. You're not going to grow your company that way, guys. You're going to be stuck. You're not going to get out of it. You're going to get in the rat race, and you're never going to get out of the wheel. Like, leave that stuff at the door. Come in with a mindset of let's actually grow, because I know the people on stage are going to be talking. Don't give a rat's butt what mower you're using, what color it is, whether it's stand up, sit down, ride on, jump up and down. It doesn't matter. Like, what are the principles in the business that actually matter? And so just leave that at the door, please, heading into the show. Go with the mindset of we're actually going to grow and we're actually going to have conversations. And here, my last thing, before I really do get fired up, if you are taking the time of one of these individuals, I'm not to say that your questions are invalid, right? Ask them the simple stuff. I'm not saying you have to be on their level because they've been in this for 30, 40 years. Ask questions, form them in a way that they can actually respond and help you grow. Do not waste someone's time with a question of what mower do I buy, or how do you do this? How do I charge? Like the most basic, simple things you can go get out of any networking group, any Facebook post, any YouTube video that you can find out there. Like, make the most of people's time, and that's on you as a human to learn how to actually like relate and talk to people. What do you think? Do you think Corey would invite you back, Brian, if you just went over there and wasted a day of his time asking him, "Oh, what mower did you use to grow Perfect Cut? How did you do this? How did you hire guys?" Like,
I'm kind of bummed now because now I got to scrap my whole talk for LAL because I can't talk about.
That's what your plan was, yeah. And
it was really stand down for a sit down. That was my speech. Yeah. So it was.
And Corey's going to call me and say, "Well, that's what he did all day yesterday. He's never coming back." So.
No, it's like if you again, somebody added it up once a year or two ago. There was like $150 million worth of business represented on stage.
Yeah.
And and like you said, frankly, like, hey, what lawnmower blades or what lawnmower do you use? Sure, fine, fair question. But really, here's an opportunity to ask pointed questions to very successful individuals that have dealt with and done with dozens and hundreds of the exact scenario that you're going through with their business, because they have 10, 20, 100 crews. And so like they can give you very, very good calculated answers and really understand where you're at. And you can ask these a little bit more dynamic, more complex questions and get a 5 or 10 minute long answer from a guy like Mark Bradley. These are people that they're not better than anybody. They have accomplished different things than some of us.
They have,
and proof. So in that regard, exactly. In that regard, I absolutely respect who they are and what they've built. But if you're walking up to, a Mark Bradley, and you're like, "Man, I saw you got a new Roush truck. Like, that's awesome." Like, sure, you can hang out and ask that question, or you can say, "Hey, Mark, I'm struggling to go from 2 crews to 4 crews. How did you train your landscape foremen to do the job and read plans without you being there while you were also managing cash flow issues?" Like, that's a dynamic question, and you're going to get a 10-minute answer. But if you ask Mark, "Hey, how do you like your Porsche?" Okay, if that's your question, that's fine. I'm not going to pay $1,000 to go into an environment like that to ask a question like that. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. So, just, be smart with your questions. Be smart with the people you're talking to. If somebody is in the lobby and they're talking about, Ballard Gold blades versus Oregon blades, like, that's fine. Just, go to a different group, go to a different circle and find a different conversation. There's going to be hundreds of conversations going on, but that's why I love Equip Expo, but it's a little bit more of a groupie sesh, social media sesh kind of a deal. LAL, I'm not saying it's hardcore. We're not like Elliott Army. Okay, I'm just saying it's we're just trying to make an environment for people that are growing and want to grow, and they want to get around a good group and peer group of people that are on the same and have the same mission as them. And so that's kind of what I would just say is it's a great time. It's a fun time. I do think it's for everybody, because I don't think whether you're doing $50,000 or $500,000 or $5 million, I don't think anybody doesn't need some encouragement, some love, some motivation. You know what I mean? Like some inspiration. You're like, I don't need the rah stuff. I'm self motivated. I'm like, yeah, right, bro. Like, you get 2 flat tires,
Arguably, it's more for the $50,000 guy, because that $50,000 guy, guys, if it's you may not have any other space where you're going to get around this sort of knowledge. You're not getting, like, this isn't on YouTube. Like, there's a lot of free stuff on YouTube. There's a ton of great content on YouTube. Like, Brian's poured hours and hours of his life into it. Other people that have grown larger companies are and have put stuff on YouTube in the past. But it's not this stuff. It's not the in-depth. It's not the leadership. It's not this stuff to the extent of what you get it in a paid event like this. And that's why do you think people, like, have paid events? Why do you think Dave Ramsey hosts events all the time? One, he's making money on his events, right? He's a businessman. But two, you're getting things out of those events you're not getting on YouTube, and you're not getting on his podcast. And so
Yeah, sure.
that's the equivalent of this event. So maybe it is you. Maybe you are the 50 grand guy. Don't sit here and hear me say, don't ask questions about mower blades and mowers, right? That I don't want that to deter you. I want you to say, maybe this is how I elevate my thinking. Because if I don't get around this type of environment, then there is no one that's going to help me, that's going to challenge me to think bigger and better. Because I don't have anyone around me in my circle doing it.
Yeah, I mean, our third, that's a great point. Our third or fourth year, I remember there was a guy that was in the audience and somebody came over and said, you know, I forget the guy's name. You know Tom over there? I go, no, I've never met that guy before. He goes, he actually bought a landscape company. It was doing, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 million, kind of a turnkey business, and had 20, 30 employees, bought the business as an investment, you know, knew nothing really about the green industry, you know, other than, you know, hey, we cut grass and plow snow or whatever. And he came to LAL to, you know, just jump into the industry and get an education, you know. And so whether you're making 50 grand in revenue or, you know, 50 grand a week or a month in revenue, there's something for everybody all along the way. You know, if you're like, hey, I've got 31 employees, we're doing 3.5 million, we're trying to go to 5, we're looking at all this different conversation. Well, then, dude, go find Sam Gamble. You know, he's running an $8 to $10 million company with 100 employees, you know, Atlas Outdoor in Flint, Michigan with 2 locations. You know, then go take those questions to somebody like that. But it's access, Jeremiah, like you said. I will challenge you a little bit. I don't think it's going to cost anybody more than $1,000 or $2,000. You said $2,000. I'd say we got group rate discount, hotels $150 with a group rate. So you're $300 there. You got $250 into a ticket. That puts you at $6. You're going to eat out on Friday or Saturday night, whether you're back at Alabama or back in Detroit. So I don't think that makes a difference. I don't know, maybe a plane ticket for $400 or $500, you're at $1,000. I mean, I know other people selling event tickets for $500 to $1,000, and you know,
correct.
I don't. I look at the speaker lineup and I go,
oh, it's ridiculous.
Then I should be charging $10,000.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion. So again, here's the last thing I'll say, Jeremy, because I don't want to make it a pitch. I'll just say this. This is my not pitch, my not selling, right? Here's what that was a great episode, by the way. I really enjoyed that episode. Here's what I'll just say. If you guys have never been and you're like, I've never been to a conference, or maybe you've never went to a professional development, networking event. I totally understand that. Like in corporate America, this is a regular thing you do. This is just, you go to CEPs, continuing education programs. You go to CEPs. Sometimes you have to get them accredited. You have to get credits to keep your education and to keep your degrees or your licensing. Like, this is regular practice for 9 out of 10 industries. And so you get into the green industry, you know, I'm making tall grass short, I'm plowing snow from this side of the parking lot to the other side of the parking lot. You go, hey, I want to grow. I need some education. How hard could it be? Then you start growing. You realize, well, I need to learn more about people and business and leadership. Where do I go? Well, this is your CEP. This is your community event. This is something you can plug into to learn, and you're just not, in my opinion, you're not going to really find it anywhere else. A couple people put on a couple other things. I've been to most of them. I haven't been super impressed. I just don't think they have the same caliber of folks coming across stage that we do, and I don't think they have the same mission and the same heart that we do. And that's fine. Everybody's got their own mission, their own prerogative with our event. But my prerogative is you. My prerogative is you guys coming in, leaving better than when you came on in, feeling more motivated, making the thing as simple as possible, breaking down some mental barriers. And here's my last statement I was going to end with, Jeremiah, is everybody knows that I wrap up LAL with, was this a good time? At 5:30, we're done. Everybody, you know, stand up. We're stretching out the legs. Did everybody have a good time? Everybody hollers, yes. Did anybody not enjoy the event? Crickets. If anybody does not think this is worth $250, come meet me in the corner. I will give you your money back. Like, that is my standing, whatever you want to call it, Jeremiah, my standing money back guarantee. I don't know, not to be salesy, but if you don't think it was worth a couple $100, I will 100% give you your money back. It's not here to make a buck exclusively. It's not here to rope you into anything. There's no upsells there. We sell nothing at the conference. It's not get you here to get you there. I hate that stuff. So we don't hold anything back. There's no secondary offer. We don't do that. We throw up on you guys as much as we can, concisely as we can in that environment. And I'll tell you, in 6 years and probably, let's say 1,000 people that have came through, we haven't had a single person ask for a refund yet. And maybe somebody didn't enjoy the conference or they didn't come back. That's fine. That's fair. But I don't think you could be in a room with Jeff Joyner, Mark Bradley, Sam Gemble, Stanley Monkey, Corey Ballard, Nick Carlson, and not hear those guys share from the heart and not take something away. So we'd love to have you guys. If you haven't made a decision, come on up. You actually got I don't know when this podcast is coming up. You only got another couple days to get your early bird ticket. So we'd love to have another 50 to 100 of you guys coming on up, make the decision. We'd love to host you. And bro, it's going to be a good time. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be an amazing time. It always is. Looking forward to it. It's such a great time just to, like we said, network, hang out, but also grow. And the growth is what we're looking for this year. And as always, just get around like-minded people. That is what we're doing at this event. So I'm excited to be there. LaunchToAcademy.com is where you can buy tickets, I believe. Did I get that right?
You got it, bro.
Well, there you go. I don't want to sit here. I don't want to sit here and keep pitching it. This wasn't a pitch. This was a definition. A definition of what the show is, and there's really nothing else to say. Like, we could go on and on about the same things, but like, you get the point. Come here to learn and to grow. And so I expect to see a lot of you there. We always do see a good handful of our people, but correct me if I'm wrong. Last year, I feel like there was a strong amount of hands that were new, that were new to the event. I heard we did my assistant Bethany. She ran the numbers, and it was about 40 or 50% of folks that were there last year were completely brand new. That's what I thought.
I think it was.
Yeah. It was a huge portion of the room.
For sure. I was like, well, where are the people back from last year, right? Like, that whole deal. So you wanted a success tip in life, keep coming back.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me. Like, it's like going to college for 4 years, but you only go for 1 year. Like, dude, you have to build on it, So if you come 1 year, make sure you come back the second year, for crying out loud. I'm personally baffled that there's not 1,000 people, 5,000 people there, Jeremiah. Like, it's that good. And I don't know, either I do a horrible job promoting it, or just folks are just, and I say this with love, but so many of us are so workaholic that we just don't take a weekend out for ourselves. And it's sad. And I'm not coming down on anybody, but it's just like the mentality of, I'm going to work that Friday and Saturday, do a leaf cleanup, make $800, do a pruning job, make $550. I totally get it. I do empathize with it. I really, really do. I just wish folks knew that the information you're going to learn there is going to make you, no promises, but it's the thought process that's available to you will help elevate your thinking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, as a return, like you were talking about earlier, Jeremiah. And so I struggle to figure out the words, because I'm not a wordsmith. I'm not a word salad. I'm not, presidential nominee. I don't know how to make word salads here.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk for 10 minutes and not say something, right? Like, I don't have the vocabulary, the vernacular, the whatever it is to tell you guys like how much fun it's going to be. You just have to kind of go on a step of faith, just trust us. Like, but don't make a short-sighted decision. Oh, I can't find a babysitter, or my wife's negative. Like, she doesn't want me to go anyway. The kids need this, or their soccer practice that, or I could do a cleanup for $1,000, or we got a rain day. I get it, man. I get it. But I've never seen anybody come and regret making that decision versus like, man, I wish I would have stayed home and did a leaf cleanup for $500. I've never seen anybody say that. So you don't know what you don't know if you don't go. So come check it out for your guys yourselves. That's our second landing of the plane of our not selling. So, but in all honesty, we'd love to have you guys there. Some of my best friends have been made at that environment and at that conference, and it really is. It's truly special. And so we just love to have you guys up there. But get your tickets, man. We'd love to have you.
Looking forward to it. LaunchroomAcademy.com, guys. Well, that's going to wrap this one up. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us today. If you're listening real time, then you only got a few days left. What did you say? October the 2nd is early bird pricing. Is that when that ends?
You got it. Yep.
So there you go, guys. If you're listening live, you only got like literally a couple days. Hopefully you haven't listened to this too far after that. But if you did, you can still get into the event, just a little bit extra price on the ticket. I promise you will still be worth it. So thank you for tuning in. Brian, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us, buddy.
Yeah, anytime, man. Of course, always a great time. Thanks for letting me kind of talk about it for a couple quick minutes. It's always good. It's always great catching up with you, man. I thoroughly enjoy the show. I love what you and Savannah are putting together, and always a good time getting to connect with friends and other peers in the industry, man. So keep doing what you guys are doing as well.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Leave us a big 5-star rating and review. Tell Brian you enjoyed having him on the show if you don't mind. It's always a good time hanging out, talking, and like we said, shorter show. We're here at an hour and 10 minutes, and I say we're done. We'll do another show down the road if you don't want to come back and hear more than just come back and check that one out. So thank you for tuning in. That is going to wrap this one up, and we look forward to catching up with you here on the next one.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.